The top 6 foods that cause belly fat. To accumulate belly fat forms when your letter contains too much fat, and there's not enough room, so it starts to spill over and wrap itself around your organs. This is what we call visceral fat, which can be very dangerous because it obstructs the function of your organs, like your heart, your pancreas, intestine, and you go about it. For example, the move belly fat, you have the higher risk of developing high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease, circulation problems, and also swelling throughout your body. The visceral fat beneath your belly is also a biologically active, and it releases fine chickens that cause inflammation. This damages the cells in your body, causing insulin resistance, making it harder to lose weight in the future. Belly fat is usually caused by a high-carb diet, where you're eating too many foods that contain sugar, starch, or fructose. It can also be triggered by inflammatory foods that damage the liver, which causes a spillover of 5, and also high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, also produces more visceral and subcutaneous fat around your belly. In today's video, you're going to be learning about the worst 6 foods that cause visceral belly fat. You can stop cutting them out of your diet. I'll also explain how stress causes belly fat and the steps that you can take to fix it. Just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. Do you speak to your doctor if you have any medical concerns? The first item on my list is trans fats. Some of the most dangerous foods that cause a buildup of belly fat. Hydrogenated oil, like soybean oil, corn kernel, corn seeds, sunflower oils, and margarine. These cheap and inexpensive fats are often used to cook fast foods, takeout meals, and are also in 80% of the packaged foods found in supermarkets. Just check the labels and you'll see them. Vegetable oils, princess grains, which involves using solvents and chemicals toxic to you later cell. These oils are also rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which raises inflammation throughout your body. Fat in your liver, which then spills over into your belly suit. You want to sponsor avoiding these junk foods and cook your own healthy meals at home. I recommend using cold-pressed, healthy oil alternatives like avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, add grass-fed butter. The second suit to avoid is grains and flour. Starchy foods like bread, cereal, biscuits, pasta, crackers, pastries, and dough, a roll loaded with refined carbohydrates. As these have very high on the glycemic index, they quickly turn into sugar, called glucose, in your blood. As you now have too much sugar floating around, an extra sugar is converted into fat and stored in your fat cells, and as visceral fat beneath your belly. Whole grains also contain phytic acid, which can block your body's ability to absorb minerals like zinc, magnesium, and calcium. So if you want to lose your belly fat, I recommend following a low-carb diet plan, such as this will help to lower the blood sugar, so that you can burn through your fat stores for energy. Number 3 may surprise you. It's fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar found in fruit. It's 50% of table sugar, and he's also part of agave, nectar, and high fructose corn syrup. The problem is that you do not use fructose as energy like they would Reiki. The glucose fructose is directly broken down in your liver, and 80% of packaged foods contain high fructose corn syrup, overwhelmed, and causes a buildup of visceral fat, liver damage, and insulin resistance. Case actually has the same damaging effect on your liver as alcohol dust, as it's metabolized in the same way. If you start checking labels, you'll find it in soda, drink, fruit juices, jam, syrup, sweets, and all different kinds of junk food. High fructose corn syrup is also made from genetically modified corn, which is sprayed with chemical herbicides. So it also has harmful chemicals which leads to belly fat. You definitely want to avoid these foods and switch to snacks that contain healthy sweetness and alternatives like erythrosalts and monk fruit. If you're finding this information helpful so far, please turn up the light, subscribe and turn on notifications on to stay updated with my latest health and nutrition tips. Let's jump right back in with number 4, which is soy protein. Soy protein isolate are some of the worst food additives that you could possibly put into your body. These are highly processed, inexpensive plant proteins that are extracted from GMO for beans. Green with heavy amounts of glyphosate, a dangerous herbicide that's toxic for your liver. Protein isolates. I used to make so cool protein bar, diet shakes, ready meals, fake vegetarian beef, and even in some baby milk formula. So is actually one of the leading causes of hormonal imbalances in both women and men. Losing information in the liver and weight gain around the viscera. He's highly processed proteins. And stick with whole food proteins instead. From meats, eggs, fish, shellfish. If you were vegan, you can use water. Lentils. Number 5 is soda drinks, both regular and diet. I already mentioned that soda drinks is sweetened with both glucose and fructose, which turns into fat around your stomach. But even the diet drinks cause you to accumulate fat as they contain artificial sweetener like aspartame and sucralose. These synthetic sweetness can cross the blood-brain barrier, blocking certain neurotransmitters that tell you when you felt. This gives you cravings and makes you feel extremely hungry, making you more likely to snack or purchase more junk foods. In fact, the artificial sweeteners have been shown to kill friendly microbes that live in your gut. This can cause liver damage, weight gain, depression and anxiety. Drinks, and switch to some healthy alternatives. I personally recommend taking some carbonated water and adding a few mashed berries and the little stevia to make a healthy soda drink without sugar or the chemicals. And last but not least, let's talk about alcohol. If you drink alcoholic drinks on a regular basis, all likely to develop both visible and subcutaneous fat around your belly. You see, alcohol puts a very heavy burden on your liver, down into small particles in order to detoxify. Over time, this train damages that have pacified. Switch all your liver cells. This causes inflammation and lose your body's ability to metabolize fats and sugar. East Coast as fatty liver disease and fat then starts to build up inside the organ until there is no longer any space. So, it's not spilling over into spaces between your organs. Pushing your belly out with alcohol also has to be burnt off before the liver can burn other fuels. So if you drinking alcohol, using fructose, sugar, and grains, reaches a point where it can no longer process all these few. It's not leaking fluid that makes your belly even bigger. If you do have a protruding belly, you definitely want to clean up your diet, as this massively raises the risk of diabetes, heart attacks and liver cancer later in your life. How stress causes belly fat. Now that you're aware of the foods that you should be avoiding if you want to burn or prevent, it's important to understand how stress can also trigger simulation of belly fat. You see, when you're anxious, stressed or fearful, your glands release a whole and cold cortisol. This is also known as the stress hormone. Quickly starts turning proteins in your body into sugar so that you can have a quick burst of energy to run away or fight in an emergency situation. Historically, this would have been a fear response. Predator like a lion or tiger, for example. However, the body isn't designed to experience long-term mental stress that we create for ourselves from relationships, like situations and financial concerns. For example, if you stay stressed and you keep producing more and more cortisol in your blood, this then triggers another hormone called insulin, which goes in to remove the excess sugar and turns it into body, which tends to accumulate around your stomach. So if you're reaching well and you're still not losing weight, you need to find ways to turn off this cortisol and reduce the stressful situations in your life. I personally recommend walking in nature, or at least 45 minutes each day, with lots of fresh air and sunshine. The oxygen and the space will help to calm down your nervous system and turn off this fight or flight response that's making you gain weight. Studies also show that listening to slow and calm music that has around 60 beats per minute has a relaxing effect on the body, helping to ease stress and lower your cortisol. I also recommend using guided meditation, which are freely available online. I'll drop the link below the video to a meditation that I created to help trigger relaxation. Finally, make sure that you're at least as this is undoubtedly the best way to manage stress, as you humans tend to rebalance and reset during REM sleep. Sleeping also helps to raise glucagon the home and helps you burn more fat. I hope you found this useful to learn about the toy 12 belly fat burning foods. Go ahead and tap on this video on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and as always I wish you great health and happiness.